Welcome to Grumpy Vegan Grandad, and it is number 3 of the Vlogs from My Wagon series, where I just talk sense. You thought I was going to say bollocks then, didn't you? So, anyway, you might notice something about me. I'm looking a bit more smooth. Have I had Botox? No, I've discovered my video has a beauty filter. Look at me. I look gorgeous. Wow. So, anyway, to business. So, it's been about a week since Veganville hit BBC Three on New Year's Day. And it got 250,000 views, which was a little bit weird, knowing that 250,000 people have sort of watched you, listened to you, and judged you. More about that later. But that audience was a bit more vegan specific, I'd say, because people went searching it out rather than it sort of... Anyway, last Tuesday it went on BBC One, which is what I'm talking about. It hit an audience that didn't ask for it, if you see what I mean. It was there. It was on. If nothing else interesting was on the other channels, people would have watched that. And yes, that's where we get to the non-vegan audience. 1.1 million people watched that. Now that is just freaking me out, the thought of that. And I did something stupid. Really, really stupid. I went on Twitter and I put in the hashtag Veganville. Oh my God. The venom in some of those tweets was unbelievable. But I just want to talk about a couple of points that was brought up. So, one person said that, look at that guy, that bald guy, I don't know what they're talking about, full head of hair, me. Look at that bald guy talking about the environment, but he's going around burning fuel up in a big HGV wagon, right? So what's his point? Yeah? I'm going around in a wagon because this country relies on transport to survive, yeah? Society needs a certain amount of transport. It needs to put cities down. It destroys environments. Society causes harm. We know this. We know society causes damage to the environment. We know this. However, we try to do things to cut this down. So we have things like AdBlue in the wagons that cuts down the emissions. There's electric wagons being developed right now. There's a lot being done, but we cannot, as a society, not cause harm to the environment. Yeah? But we look at the top causes of global warming. And right up there, above most other things, is the meat animal agriculture industry. It is right up there at the top. Combined, this industry causes more greenhouse gas emissions, more CO2 and destruction and rainforest depletion, and causes a bigger footprint than all the motorised vehicles, including ships, trains, planes, boats, everything, combined on the planet. So when I say the biggest thing one single human can do to combat climate change, the biggest thing they can do is go vegan, it's because it is. That's the biggest thing you can do. It may not seem it, but it's the biggest thing one person can do. Even getting rid of your car and getting a bike will not cut your footprint as much as going vegan. So that's that point. And other points were other people on the show. Jodie and Ricky got a load of single-use plastics to use in a party, and they sprinkled it all around, and people were kicking off about using single-use plastics. Okay? Now, okay, hands up. They made a mistake. They should have thought about it. But veganism isn't about environment at the core. Okay? Helping the environment is a bonus that comes with being vegan. It is a good choice to make for the environment. It's also a good choice to make for your own health. Yeah? Those are two bonuses to veganism, not a reason for veganism. The reason for veganism is to stop animals being murdered, abused, and used as objects as much as reasonably and practicably possible. That's what veganism is about. So, we are just ordinary people. Jodie's an ordinary person. Rick is just an ordinary person. I'm just an ordinary person, right? Joey is a vegan activist, right? He's something completely different. But we are not all savvy and all down with everything. We're just normal people living our lives. So yes, it was a mistake. However, the biggest cause of plastic in our oceans right now is discarded fishing nets and fishing gear. That is what's causing the problems in the ocean, plastic-wise. So, again, going vegan is the best thing to do to stop this, to stop the fishing. They shouldn't be dragging nets across the oceans and ripping everything up. But I do not excuse using single-use plastics, and I will now try and limit my use on them wherever possible. Now it's been brought to my attention. Because you see, that's the thing, is when something's brought to your attention, you act on it. And that's what I've done, and that's what I've always done. When there's evidence there, and people say to me, Danny, should you do that because it will cause this to happen? I'll think about it. I'll look for the evidence. I'll research it. And then if it's true, I will make adjustments to my life if I can. If I had a choice of driving an electric wagon or this thing, and my employee said, do you want an electric wagon or that one? But the electric wagon's a bit more uncomfortable and it doesn't go very fast and this and that. I would take the electric wagon. I would take the discomfort and the lack of speed because I want to do something about it. Yeah, so we make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I might have bought deodorants, you know. Someone even pulled me. They're even pulling me because when I went and sat with the guys in the pub, I had a pint of lager and they said, oh, Carlsberg's not vegan, right? These are people who are not vegan, who are going out researching whether Carlsberg is vegan and then coming back and saying, oh, Carlsberg's not vegan. Well, motherfuckers, it was Stella from the pump on the other side, all right? So fuck you. Oh, don't let him get to you, Dan. Don't let him get to you. But fucking hell, instead of just finding faults in everything we did and everything we were trying to push out there, right? Just listen and research and make your own decisions instead of trying to find fault. Because you're only trying to find fault to justify your selfish reasons for eating meat. That's the only reason you're trying to find excuses. And you're struggling. I'm not better than anybody else. Yeah? I'm not above anybody else. I've just took the time to get knowledge and find out that meats can cause... I've seen so many of my friends have heart attacks and strokes that they didn't need to have. They could have avoided it. I might still have one yet after my lifetime of meat eating. I might have you don't know. But you're going to cut your chances by a massive amount by going to a plant-based diet. And all I am trying to do is spread that message to my friends because I love my friends. That's all I'm trying to do. Not trying to force shit down your throat. Not trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm just sharing information that I've learned because I want to see my friends live a long and beautiful life. Stop picking fault. just listen to it, and if you don't like it, just carry on what you're doing. But why are you picking fault? I don't get it. I won't do it to you. If you come to me and said, we found evidence that meat is like, animals aren't sentient and meat is good for you, yeah, and showed me the evidence, and you told me that meat made you better and it made you healthier, right? I would change because the evidence there, because you've told me. And I'd say, thank you for sharing that with me. I've made a decision. I'm going to follow what you said because you're right. I won't try and find and pick holes in it. My throat's hurting now. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got to say. Apart from one more thing. One more thing. And the last thing I've got to say is, there is more positive messages, texts, and posts coming back from Veganville than there are negative. I've had some absolute beautiful messages from people. You know who you are, and thank you so much for taking the time to message me and tell me that I inspired you to go vegan. Thank you. I appreciate it. It makes me feel warm inside and I feel happy. I'm so glad that you've tried it. The rest of you who haven't tried it and are watching this, you're on a vegan channel. Listen to me and do it. Grumpy Vegan Grandad. Grumpy. In Manchester. Over and out.